Today we're going to be talking about something very, very, very important. This is a training I did some time ago, about a year ago, 2 years ago, thereabouts, and it is a very, very powerful one. I hope I still have the capacity to give this training effectively. If I do it very well, awesome. If I don't do it very well, I pray you just understand with me. Okay, I remember a story I once heard of a young man, a guy in school. The guy in school, it was during an exam, and towards that exam, this guy was practicing very well, biology exam. He was practicing very well how to draw an agama lizard. So he learned how to draw an agama lizard very, very well, draw it well, label it, everything. And on the day of the biology exam, instead of an agama lizard, they brought out draw a leaf, draw and explain a leaf. And the guy was shocked. He didn't practice how to draw a leaf. He practiced how to draw an agama lizard. And what he did was to draw a tree and drew so many leaves on the tree and drew an agama lizard eating the leaf. And he said, the above is a tree. The tree has leaves. Eating a leaf is an agama lizard. An agama lizard is blah, 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 and explain the whole thing about agama lizard leaving the leaf, right? That is something I may attempt to do this morning. I won't go in depth into explaining, into leaving the leaf, but I will have to do a little deviation in the course of my discussion that might sound something like that, right? And this is because I want us to understand fully what I want to talk about. Our business, according to John Maxwell, he said, everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. The growth of a team, the growth of a country, the growth of an office, the growth of whatever it is, even your family, everything rises and falls on the quality of leadership. So if your business is not doing very, very well, you don't look up for the solution. You don't look up for the problem. You don't look down for the problem. You look inwards for the problem. If you are having challenges in your business, you don't look upward for the problem. The problem is not coming from your upline. They are not organizing enough meetings. They're not doing enough trainings. They're not doing this. They're not that. They're not helping me. They're not calling me. They're not doing this. No. You don't look down for the problem. My team is not recruiting. My team is not serious. My team, I call them to invite, they don't invite. My team are just dormant. My team has given up. My team is this. My team is that. Believe me, I've had that thousands of times. I've been in this business long enough to have seen people blame their uplines. I've seen people blame their downlines. But you see, if you must succeed in this business, where you need to look is inwards. Where you need to look is inwards. Look inwards, not up, not down, not to the side, inwards. Because this is your business. And if this is your business, treat your business like your business. Your business is going to pay you like a business. Treat your business like a joke. Your business is going to pay you like a joke. Treat your business like a hobby. Your business is going to pay you like a hobby. So this is your business. Treat it like a business. So if you want to really grow this business and create massive success for yourself, one of the things you need to do is, first of all, develop the leader in you. Develop the leader in you. When you start the quest to becoming a new leader, when you begin this leadership quest, you are now consciously trying to be a leader. You will see this way your business is going to blow up is going to be very significant. Let me take it again. When you consciously stop being a follower and start becoming a leader, not a manager. Not a manager. Managers tell people what to do. Leaders show people how it is done. Managers force people to do things. Leaders do those things with them. When you get on this relentless quest of leadership, you're going to build a formidable business, something that's going to shock you. You wake up in the morning and clean up your accounts, and by evening, your account has 300,000 naira in it. You clean up the 300,000 naira again, and the next morning it has another 300,000 naira in it. And before you know what's happening, that money is going to be growing, growing, growing. Why? Because you went into a relentless quest for leadership. You see, the human mind is hungry for knowledge, right? The human mind is hungry for knowledge. That's why when you are born with nothing, empty. There are animals that are born with instincts already in them for survival. Some are born with poisons. Some of them are born, they know how they're born, and immediately they can walk and run. When they see an animal, they know that this animal is there to destroy them, they're able to run. But not the human mind. The human mind is what in Latin is called tabula rasa, right? Tabula rasa means an empty slate. The human mind is born empty. Now, when your mind is born empty, within your first 7 years, your mind is going to be programmed. As you are growing up, you are being reprogrammed. People are telling you, reprogramming all over the place. Do this, don't do this, stop, don't stop, run, don't run, fly, don't fly. And they keep telling you all this, and you are assimilating. That's why you find children are always, their minds are busy because they are assimilating. And then you are forged into who you're going to be within the first 7 years of your life. Now, for the next after the first 7 years of your life, for you to become somebody else, is going to take a conscious decision from you to change. From you. So if you look at yourself right now and tell yourself, I'm not a leader, I am not this, I am not that, that is because you have not made that decision to change. When you make the decision to change, everything changes for you. You can begin to see yourself do things that you never thought you could do. Achieve goals that you never thought you could achieve. I've seen people who thought that their families are cursed. They thought their families are cursed, that they're in a perpetual cycle of poverty, that there's nothing anyone can do that can rescue their family from poverty, because everybody around them was poor. But today, these people are mega successful. Mega successful because they decided to reprogram their minds, right? And that's why the company you keep is important. When you keep the company of negative-minded people, whether it is in the family or wherever it is, you will end up becoming negative-minded, even if you are not. When you keep the company of positive-minded people, you will end up becoming positive-minded, even if you are not. So you should be careful of the company you keep in your quest in building our business. I've told so many stories thousands of times how I had to practically leave my friends, right? Not they're no longer my friends, they're still my friends, but I no longer seek their counsel when I have financial challenges, mental challenges, no. But those people cannot assist me in any way. So I go for counsel of people who are better than myself, and I find them, so many of them in this business. I find so many of them in this business. So I challenge you, keep counsel, good counsel, read books, watch videos, right? Control what you look at, control what you watch, control what you see, control what you listen to, control what goes into you, because you can control it before it gets in. Because when it gets in, it reprograms you. And that's the power of the human mind. So no matter where you are now, if you decide you want to change your life, everything can be changed because you can control your thoughts. You can control your mind. You can control what you allow to enter into you. You can choose not to hear negatives. I stopped listening to news. I stopped listening to CNN. I stopped listening to CNN, by the way, it's constant negative news. When they, all through the coronavirus pandemic up to today, you go put on CNN, what you're hearing is coronavirus, 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 day 1, day 2, day 3, and it almost wants to choke you to death, the negativity. So control what you allow coming to you. Get yourself motivated. Watch motivational music. Watch motivational videos. Listen to motivational talks. These are the things that are going to help you reprogram yourself. So that said, let's go into the topic of today. Today we're going to be talking about how to duplicate leaders. Because like I said initially, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the golden fleece in network marketing. Leadership is what everybody is looking for in network marketing. So how do you duplicate leaders? How are you able to raise leaders in your network marketing business? That's what we want to look at today. Because if you cannot duplicate leaders, you don't have a business. Give me a second. Because the only way for you to build your business effectively is by duplicating leaders, by creating leaders in your team and letting leaders duplicate. Because by doing that, that is when you begin to apply the compound effect in your business. Your 2 get 2, making 4. Their 2 get 2, 8, 2 get 2, 16, 32, 64. It continues to go down, right? Now, the only way you can have 2 getting 2 consistently is when you build those 2 people to become leaders. Now, you can recruit quite a number, but 2 of them get to become leaders. Those 2 will recruit quite a number, but 2 out of them, each of them will get to become leaders. Those ones will do the same thing. And when you build a team of leaders building leaders, that's when you have a business. Leaders building leaders. And leaders building leaders is all about duplicating leaders. We call it the golden fleece in network marketing. This is what everybody wants to get in their business, right? And according to John Maxwell said that leadership is influence. Leadership is influence. Leadership is your ability to influence people. People tend to follow you as a leader because of the influence you have over them. Not because you are pressuring them, coercing them, or things like that, no. But because of what you have delivered in their lives, they follow you on their own. So leadership is influence, right? But I want to change the nomenclature now. Just like the young man who drew an agama lizard instead of drawing a leaf, right? So if I tell you the topic of our discussion is leadership is influence. So is leaders, how to duplicate leaders. So if I say leadership is influence, it means leadership is equal to influence. What I'm trying to tell you in effect is that our topic of discussion today is now how to duplicate influence in your team. How to duplicate influence in your team. Okay, so the topic has changed from how to duplicate leaders to how to duplicate influence, because leadership is influence, right? Now, that said, we're going to tell you another thing, that leadership is momentum, right? Leadership is momentum. Leadership is influence, and the more you influence people, the more you are able to create momentum in your organization, right? So if you are 2 duplicate 2, they are 2 duplicate 2, that 2 duplicate 2, at the point your business generates a lot of momentum and nothing can stop it. So leadership is, the topic is how to duplicate leaders in your team, and leadership is influence. So the topic is now how to duplicate influence in your team. And we also know from John Maxwell that leadership is momentum. And since leadership is momentum, we can also change the nomenclature in our business, in our discussion today. Our topic can change without problems to how to duplicate momentum in our business. So this is what we want to talk about. How to duplicate leadership. How to be able to influence our people. And how the influence can create momentum in our business. So how to duplicate momentum in the business is what we are looking at. Because momentum is that one thing that will take your business to the next level. So let's start by looking at what is duplication. What is duplication all about, right? One, duplication is reproducing copies of yourself in others. That is duplication in simple words. Duplication is reproducing copies of yourself in others. So why do you need to duplicate yourself in others? That's a very important question you need to understand. One, network marketing is all about a lot of people, each doing a bit consistently month after month. Let's look at that again. Network marketing is all about a lot of people, each doing a bit consistently month after month. That is what network marketing is all about. You see, some people come tell me, I invested 2 million naira in my network marketing company and I didn't make any money. I invested 5 million naira and I didn't make any money. You did not do network marketing. Network marketing is not an investment. Network marketing does not grow by you using your money to front load, to buy things. That's not how network marketing grows. If you go buy so many things, what you become is a trader, not a network marketer. Network marketing is about you, right? Teaching and encouraging and showing a lot of people how they can do a little consistently, month in, month out. The word there is consistently. That little, they do it consistently, month in, month out. And that creates a network marketing business. That's why when we talk about the squeezing the money juice out of the compensation plan, that's the topic I wanted to have initially today was how to the champions duplication model to show you how you can duplicate your team, right? Using our system. And I decided to do this first. So you understand this. So when we now go into the duplication model, maybe the next masterclass or something like that, you have more understanding what we are doing. When we tell you buy and maintain your account, C247, just 2C247, buy and maintain. So people look at it and say, why will I be spending money now? By the way, the money we used to buy is money that comes from the business. Money from the business, not money from some other place. Money that you made by recruiting people, take money from there, buy 2C247. And when you now buy 2C247 and people in your team all start doing that, they learn it as you build that momentum in your team, it gets to a point where in your team every month, over 10,000 C247 is being purchased and people are using it. Everyone's in your team. And when you check how much you're going to make from the use of 10,000 C247 in your team every month, you'll be amazed to see how many million naira that's going to come to. So network marketing is about a lot of people each doing a little bit consistently, month in, month out. Multi-level marketing duplication, that's MLM, is multi-level marketing. It's all about having hundreds, thousands of people in your team, each consuming the product themselves and recruiting frontline distributors. I'll give you 30 seconds to write that line down. If you have not screenshot it, you can screenshot it. But write it down in your book. Network marketing duplication is all about having hundreds, even thousands of people on your team, each consuming the products themselves and recruiting frontline distributors. I consume my products. In front of me here, my coffee is here. I take my coffee. I take my supplements. I consume my products. Why not use your products? It's funny, the moment you give some people products, the next thing I tell you is, can you send me the price list? The moment somebody tells me, send me the price list, I know this person is gone. Because instead of using and getting the health benefit of your products, what you want to start doing is looking for how to sell a product that can change you, change how you look. Just because you don't know how to run the business. Today, people see me on the road, they think I'm Denzel Washington. Some of them call me Tom Cruise, right? But I don't blame them. I never used to look like Tom Cruise. I used to look like Taribo West. But now they think I am Tom Cruise. Why? Because I'm using the products. So use your products. It makes you look nice. It makes you look good. It makes you I mean, look amazing. Your skin begins to glow. Use your products. I know Tom Cruise will catch some people. So our products are amazing. That's why we'll tell you that the product behind our business will make you healthy. But the business behind our product will make you healthy, make you wealthy. So amazing. The product behind our business will make you healthy. But the business behind our product will make you wealthy. Why not do the two? Our business is 20% product, 80% recruitment. So use your product for yourself. It is all about triggering leverage in your organization and earning a small commission from everyone's effort, not just your own effort. That is network marketing. In network marketing, you earn. As many people are doing those little things, that is how your earning continues to increase, right? So it is all about triggering leverage in your organization and earning small commissions from everybody's efforts, not just on your own. But that will take some time for you to build. So let's look at what I would like to call the Gospel of Duplication. Pay attention to this Gospel of Duplication, because this is what is going to help you get your business to the level you want to get it to. Now, we're about to spread the gospel, so I need to move the coffee aside, right? This is the Gospel of Duplication. 1, you recruit your level 1 distributors. You recruit your level 1 distributors. So it is funny when people want to build a business and they have not gone into recruitment themselves. They're just looking at the upline. I want to help me. You've not supported me. You've not done this. You've not done that. No, you need to recruit your own level 1 distributors. Very important. Pay attention to the Gospel of Duplication. Because if you don't get this Gospel of Duplication, you can't create a team. You must first of all be in the forefront and recruit your own distributors, right? Very important. 2, you look at what I'm bolding there. Look at all the words that are bold, right? The first one there is you, very bold. Recruit your level 1 distributor. So you recruit first. Second one there is again, you help your level 1 distributors recruit their level 1 distributors. We call these people your level 2 distributors. So you will help your level 1 distributors recruit their own level 1 distributors. Now, we did not say you will recruit their level 1 distributors for them. Remember, don't go too far from the topic of discussion. Because when you go too far from our topic of discussion, you will not get what we are talking about. That is why I made those changes to the topic of discussion. The topic of discussion is how to duplicate leaders in your team. How to build leaders. Not how to recruit people and how to build, no. How to build leaders in your team. And we told you that leadership, according to John Maxwell, is influence. Leadership is influence. And if leadership is synonymous to influence, it means that we can use influence instead of leaders. So our topic changed to how to duplicate influence in your business, right? But we know that influence equals momentum, according to John Maxwell. So the more influence you have in your organization, the more momentum you can have on your organization. So we now change our topic again to how to duplicate momentum in your business. And we know that momentum is the driving force of your business. Now, when your business has enough momentum, your business cannot be stopped. We know that a train without momentum cannot push down a piece of paper. When a train is without momentum, the train is just there, standing still. But a train with momentum, once that train is with momentum, it can cross through a wall. So momentum is important. That's why you need to have momentum in your team. When you have a team without momentum, nothing is happening. Nobody is doing anything. But when your team has momentum, nothing can stop your team from moving forward. Everybody who comes in feels the impact. feel the momentum. They are all present, they're all doing what they need to do. And because of the momentum in the team, you can create something very formidable. So because we need to build momentum in the business, we need to make it very, very clear so you understand what we're talking about. So we now went back, since we have been able to relate leaders to influence to momentum, right? We now went back to explain what duplication is. So how do we duplicate momentum in the business? So we need to look at what duplication is. So when you understand what duplication is, you understand why you need to do what you need to do to create duplication in your team. And for you to understand what duplication is, you need to first of all understand what network marketing is. Network marketing is a system where a large number of people are doing very, very little in the organization. Not few people doing a lot, no, but a large number of people doing very, very little. That is what momentum is all about. That is what network marketing is all about. So network marketing is a business of momentum. So what every network marketer wants to have is momentum in their team. That's why we've done in my team the momentum project, blah, blah, blah. By the time we're done with this 90 days game plan at the end of this month, by God's grace, next month, we're going to launch the momentum project. And the momentum project is going to be crazy for those who want to create momentum in their business. It's going to be for 1 month. 1 month momentum project. That project is going to blow a lot of people's business out of the water for those who are going to do it, right? Next month, September, that is my bet month, right? And I want to use it to launch the momentum project. It's going to be huge. So you need to understand the gospel of duplication. If you don't understand the gospel of duplication, according to Kelechi Anodere, your business is not going anywhere, right? So this is the gospel of duplication I preach to you. If you understand this concept I'm explaining on your screen right now, your business is going to be blown out of the water. So if you're not paying attention, pay attention, because they're just few lines. One, you recruit your level 1 distributor. If you want momentum in your business, even though you have 1,000 people in your team, but you want momentum in your business now, you have to recruit your level 1 distributors. You don't need to recruit too many of them. Just tell yourself, I am going to recruit a few people. But these few people I'm going to recruit, I'm going to drive the business with them like crazy. I'm going to recruit 5 people. I'm going to recruit 10 people. But these 10 people I'm going to recruit, I'm going to drive their business like crazy. You are the one to recruit first. 2, you help your level 1 distributor. The word there, the phrase is you help your level 1 distributor. The word there is help. It is obvious. You help your level 1 distributors recruit their level 1 distributors. Their level 1 distributors are your level 2 distributors. We didn't say you will recruit for them. No, we say you will help them in the recruiting process. You will be present in the recruiting process. You will be helping them, right? Ensure that the right thing is done by them. That is you helping them, not doing it for them. They will become your level 2 distributors. You, again, you can see the emphasis on you. This is the gospel of duplication. You teach your level 1 distributors. You teach your level 1 distributors how to work with their level 1 distributors to recruit their level 2 distributors. Those level 2 distributors of your level 1 distributors are your level 3 distributors. I take that again. You, the emphasis is on you. Teach your level 1 distributors. So you can see that the emphasis is on you and your level 1 distributors. You teach your level 1 distributors, those you recruited by yourself. Not even, it doesn't matter whether they're directly under you or not. Even if you recruited them and you place them somewhere under somebody, provided you are the sponsor, provided you're the one that recruited them, right? They are your level 1 distributors. If the system sees them as your level 1 distributor in the unilevel pay plan and in the unilevel plan and the step plan, right? So you will teach your level 1 distributors how they can work with their own level 1 distributors to recruit their level 2 distributors, right? And then they now become your level 3 distributors. The Gospel of Duplication. 4, you again teach your level 1 distributors how to teach their level 1 distributors to teach their level 2 distributors, right? To recruit their level 3 distributors. These are your level 4 distributors. I take it again. You teach your level 1 distributors how to teach their level 1 distributors to teach their level 2 distributors to recruit their level 3 distributors. These are your level 4 distributors. So basically what you're doing is you are going to show people who are your level 1, right? Teach them how they can teach their level 2 to work with their level 3 to recruit their level 4. To recruit their own distributors, and those people they recruited are your level 4 distributors. And then the last thing in the Gospel of Duplication, the last thing is very, very important. Consistently remind your level 1 distributors to ensure they remind their level 1 distributors to hand down the Gospel of Duplication down the line. Consistently remind your level 1 distributors to ensure they remind their level 1 distributors. To consistently remind their level 1, those who want to remind their level 1, those who want to remind their level 1 down the line. To hand down the Gospel of Duplication down the line. This is my Gospel of Duplication to you. You see, our business is simple when you know how to do it. And this is the Gospel of Duplication. And what do you use? What is the tool you use to implement this gospel? The tool is the 10 Commandments of Duplication. 10 Commandments of our business. And the 10 Commandments of our business is the SMO checklist and the 444 worksheet. The SMO checklist and the 444 worksheet put together is what we use in our team to create massive success. And when you teach your team, work with your team using the SMO checklist and teach them how to work using the SMO checklist and the 444 worksheet, you teach us how to do the same thing, you teach us how to do the same thing, what you're going to have is a formidable team of people using the system effectively and creating massive duplication in their business. So this is the Gospel of Duplication. The last one is very, very important. Consistently remind your level 1 distributors to ensure they remind their level 1 distributors to hand down the Gospel of Duplication down the line. When you do this, your business is on a very solid footing. The only thing standing between you, if you do this consistently, the only thing standing between you and success is time. It's time, because success is guaranteed, but it's all about the timing. And it's going to come very, very fast. Within 1 year, you will be making crazy, crazy, crazy cash flow within 1 year, because you will create a business of leaders building leaders, right? Now, there's the concept I call the concept of the micro grinding unit, right? The micro grinding unit. And the micro grinding unit was a concept I developed some time back. That is a concept that evolved into what we call the cell meeting, right? The micro grinding unit for me was a situation where that was when we're still doing belly to belly, right? Not Zoom. But yes, we still have ways of doing it on Zoom, right? So let me explain the concept to you. You join the team, and using the 444 worksheet, you build a small team of leaders, mastermind leaders, right? The mastermind leaders are going to be probably, let's say, 5 to 10 people, right? You have recruited by yourself, and they form part of your mastermind, and you train them, show them the duplication system, work with those who are working in the duplication system, right? And you give them a range, a target range of 6 months. And within 6 months, you work with those people very, very, very well, in depth with them. And in 6 months, you probably be working with them in an office environment. If you have an office, 6 of you will be in the office because they are together with you. And then in 6 months' time, you release the 6 of them, the 10 of them. They all get their own offices. And then they will bring in their own masterminds who they have recruited. And then they will work with their own masterminds for another 6 months. While they're working with their own masterminds for another 6 months, you are working with a fresh set of 6 people of masterminds, right? And then when they graduate, 6 months time, you graduate your own, they also graduate their own. Those ones each go and do their own, right? That was the concept I put up, and the concept was quite formidable for leaders who used it, right? But with the advent of the COVID-19, with the advent of Zoom, it became something that could not be done that way, because right now you find out that people are online creating that online. But then we still do that, because through the cell meetings, the plan is simple. When our cell meeting hits the 1,000 mark, right, we are able to now, leaders are able to now move in and set up their own cell meetings, right? And then they move their people into their cell meetings and grow with them to 1,000. Again, it hits 1,000. Those ones will move into their own and grow their team again to 1,000, right? Because we cannot continue to do our cell meeting from one point. Cell meeting from one point, that's a taboo. We want to be able to grow leaders who run better cell meetings than we are doing today. Leaders who are very much more effective than we are doing today, right? And the only way we can do that is by letting leaders shine. Yesterday, I said I wanted people who want to join us in the presentation to forward their names and things like that. And up to now, not one name has arrived at my desk. Not one person has indicated they want to join in the presentation. Not one. Because so many people consider themselves to be followers instead of leaders, right? So if you know God has put that thing, you have that divine call to speak to people, you have that divine call that can help you influence people, even if you don't know how to do it. But you know you really, from the depth of your heart, have this urging, these promptings, and you want to get this thing done. Don't stop until your number gets to me. Don't stop until your number gets to me. Tell your leaders, send my number, send my number, send my number, until your number gets to me. If you have my number directly, you can still send me a message telling me you want to be part of it. Don't stop. So one thing you need to do in your team, I know what I have on the screen right now, I put it on purpose, and I know that people don't like it. Some people will not like what I'm saying because they don't like the words, but those are the words I choose to use. And those are the words I've always used in the business. What you need to do to build leaders in your team is to indoctrinate your team through rituals. Indoctrinate your team through rituals. It is very, very important to do that, right? Indoctrinate your team through rituals. If you don't indoctrinate your team through rituals, you are not going to create a good result, right? A good result. Now, before some people begin to think about ritual killings and begin to think about what they think ritual really means, right? Let us look at what ritual means, right? Let's look at what ritual means. Now, a ritual is a sequence of activities involving gestures, words, actions, or objects performed in a sequenced place and according to a set sequence, right? Ritual is a sequence of activities, things you do over and over and over and over again. It is just that rituals have been so tied up with religious beliefs and activities that when you begin to think spiritual things, right, then when you hear ritual, you begin to think it is something that is sinful, something that is evil, blah, blah, blah. No. Right? Ritual is a specific observable mode of human behavior exhibited by all known societies. It is thus possible to view rituals as a way of defining or describing humans. Right? So what I want to say is, for you to build your team, for you to build an advanced business, for you to build a very, effective business, what you need to do is to build your business around rituals, right? Build your business around rituals. Very, very important. No, I purposely removed the screen. What do you call it? I was searching for the meaning of rituals so I could read it out to you, right? Now, another word I want us to look at, I stop my screen again. Another word I want us to look at so that we understand it fully is indoctrinate. I've stopped my screen again, right? Indoctrinate, right? Why am I using these words? Because the moment some people hear indoctrinate, they begin to think negatively, right? Indoctrination means teaching someone to accept a set of beliefs without questioning them, right? Without questioning them. Teaching someone to accept a set of beliefs without questioning them. And that is the truth. When you indoctrinate someone into this business, it means you are teaching them what they need to know. They need to be so engrossed in it. They need to be so soaked up in it. They need to accept this as what they need to be doing. That is indoctrination. And if your team wants to grow, your team has to be indoctrinated. I chose the word on purpose. Indoctrinate your team through rituals. What are the rituals? Number one, cell meetings. That is what we do every day, Monday to Friday, the cell meetings. As they attend the cell meetings, they get indoctrinated. The cell meeting is a ritual, holding through every day is a ritual. For some people, you become so used to it that instead of you to not attend the cell meetings, you will prefer not to go to work. Some people, it has become a part of them. They know how they benefit from the cell meeting every day. They know the effect the cell meeting has had on their lives. So what do? They wake up in the morning and nobody disturbs them. They put on their phone, they log into the cell meeting. It's a ritual for them now. And they get indoctrinated in the cell meetings. You get indoctrinated because now what indoctrination we give you? They are positive indoctrinations. We begin to remove your negative indoctrinations that you've been, because no matter how you think about it, you have been indoctrinated all your life. When you have been programmed all through the growing life, rich people are evil, all rich people will go to hell. It is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. You keep doing all those stuff, right? The patient don't eat the fattest bone. All fingers are not equal. Slow and steady wins the race. At all, Nahim bad pass. Half bread is better than none. We have been so indoctrinated into thinking small. But now we're going to indoctrinate you into thinking big. Give you positive indoctrinations. The SMO checklist is there as a ritual, because we know that thousands of people have built amazing businesses by simply using the SMO checklist. And we know. We don't want you to question it. That's why we tell you, that's why we call it a ritual. We don't want you to question it. We want you to just come in, plug into it, get indoctrinated. Let it be something that is in you. And your team members will do the same thing. Because the SMO shows you what to do. It shows you how to do it. It shows you the quantities to do and shows you the duration to do those quantities to create success in your business. We understand this, we know it works. right? So when you come in, you need to get into it. You need to indoctrinate yourself with that. When you're indoctrinated with the SMO checklist and you find your downline not doing it, you will feel terrible for the person. You will not accept it. You will not listen to your downline. I remember I recruit some people, they'll come and tell me, hey, I have a downline in Afghanistan. I want us to go and talk to the downline in Afghanistan. The man has control over the whole world. I will tell you, calm down. Do the SMO checklist first. Let's start from here. I'm not going to Afghanistan with you. I'm not going to start talking to your friends. Hey, call this my friend. Call this. No. I am not going to do that with you. Our business is structured. Our business is defined. If you want success in our business, you have to do it my way, not me doing it your way. And my way is the way of the team. My way is the way of leadership. My way is the way that duplicates. My way is the SMO checklist. So you must do it. Indoctrinate your team into the use of the 444 worksheet. The 444 worksheet, very, very important. Our tool of duplication that shows us the active people running the business massively in our team. Learn how to use it in conjunction to the SMO checklist. Indoctrinate your team into the GoPro Academy by Eric Worre. The GoPro Academy is a paid subscription. That's what I usually play from you sometimes in the morning. That's where we're watching this, what do you call it? The Unstoppable Confidence video from, right? It's a paid subscription, pay every year. It's not cheap. But guess what? We bring it to you. Then you also go to networkmarketingpro.com and subscribe to Eric Worre's channel, networkmarketingpro.com. Write that down, networkmarketingpro.com, right? And subscribe to it. When you subscribe to it, you will have access to trainings, daily training by Eric Worre. Indoctrinate yourself into network marketing. Very, very important. I'm teaching you, telling you what you need to do to build leaders in your team. But first, become a leader under your leader. You see, if you want to be able to duplicate leaders in your team, you want to be able to build leaders in your team, leaders are people that, for you to become a leader, people will follow you, right? People follow bosses because the bosses can penalize them. They have something to lose if they don't follow the boss. So when your boss in the office comes and says, you have to do this, you will do this, right? Because your boss in the office says, do it. If it says jump, fly, swim, you will jump, fly, swim. Why? Because if you don't jump, fly, swim, your salary can be cut. You don't jump, fly, swim, you can be suspended from work. You don't jump, fly, swim, you can be terminated. But if I tell you, use the SMO checklist, and you decide you're not going to use the SMO checklist, I cannot stop you. I cannot tell you don't use the SMO checklist. I cannot tell you what to do and what not to do. I cannot force you because I don't have any physical control over you. I don't have any way of penalizing you. I don't have any way I'm going to effect a certain level of pain on you that can make you decide not to do, to do what I want to do. None at all. Because you are an independent distributor. You can choose to do your business how you want to do it. But you see, leadership is influence. Leadership is influence. If I have any form of influence over you as a leader, because I am able to contribute to your life one way or another, I tell you, do this, do this, do this. You find people do this, do this, do this, because the leader is telling them do this, do this, do this, right? And the leader is doing it to them. There's nothing the leader, no hold the leader has over them. They follow the leader because they want to follow the leader. The human being is designed to follow someone. So, are you somebody the leader the human being wants to follow? People naturally follow people who are better than themselves. Right? They don't want to follow people who they are better than. They want to follow people who are better than themselves, who improve on them. So, if you want to have leaders in your team, you must first become a leader in your team. Become a leader under your leader. So become someone that has the leadership tendencies, that is building leadership qualities, that is building his leadership. And as you're doing that, your people are going to be following you. And as they are following you, your leader is also becoming a better leader, right? Because as he leads you, you are leading others, and everybody is happy. That is leadership. For you to build leaders in your team, right? For you to build leaders in your team, you need to give your budding leaders responsibilities and work it out with them, right? When you give them responsibilities, you don't abandon them to the responsibilities. As you give them the responsibilities, you work out the responsibilities with them. That is a leader. Learn to use the power of stories. Leaders use stories a lot. Tell people stories. When you tell your team members stories, you tell people you are bringing up stories, right? Stories of how this person has done it, how this person has done it, how you did it, how this person did it. As you are talking around the stories, you are leading them with stories. They will follow you. Because they know that your story will be their story. The story of those people will be their own story too. As everybody is advancing, you are writing your stories. And I tell my people, don't write your stories. Don't forget things that happen to you quickly as you run your business, because these things are part of your stories. One of the things you observe when we do our program, especially when we do the Amazon project, you see that in the Amazon meeting, some people will tell us it is taking long, it's taking long, it's taking long. No, you don't understand. The reason it is taking long is because we are just telling you stories. We tell you stories. This person came, this was where the person is, this and this and this happened to the person, this is where the person is now. Some people are negative minded, they feel I'm so proud that they'll just say, I'm not interested in that. Don't give me all this kind of stories. No. The story is not meant for you. You have signed up already. Right? So don't tell us it's long. The story is meant for those people who have not signed up. They are not complaining it's long. Another person will come, tell story, and this is where I am today. Another one comes, story, this is where I am today. The Amazon project is built around stories. The Business Mastery Summit is built around dream building. In the Business Mastery Summit, we talk about the technicalities and rest of them, what's happening in Nigeria, the logic of the business, the what do you call it, the cash flow quadrant and all those kind of stuff. You know, we are very logical in the Business Mastery Summit, but in the Amazon project, we are more emotional. Because we know that women are attracted to emotions. So we are more emotional in the Amazon project. So we use stories. So women can come and say, if this person has done it, I can do it too. So we know what we're talking about. Like I said, we understand the mentality of the business. So whatever we are giving you, we need you to understand it and to just flow. Create your own results, right? Don't ever blame your team. As a leader, don't ever blame your team. The worst mistake ever. So if you want to build momentum in your team, never blame them. Don't blame your team. Don't blame your upline. Don't blame your downline. Don't blame your sideline. The only person to blame is yourself. Success in business is all about getting your directly sponsored distributors to work. Simple. These are members of your board of directors. So anybody you recruit by yourself is a member of your board of directors, right? I make that very important. How you sponsor them matters a lot because they connect you to your team. Your board of directors are the ones that connect you to your team. So when you sign up somebody, what is happening to them? How do you sponsor them? How do you get them started in the business? Very, very important. Do you just sign them up and abandon them? But you sign them up and check up on them regularly. For everybody I sign up, I have your SMO checklist with me. So I am looking at your activity. I have your SMO checklist. I'm looking at your activity. They are your direct responsibility. Never lose sight of that. Anybody you sign up, even if you put the person up under some other person, they are your direct responsibility. Never lose sight of that fact. So don't blame anybody. It's your business. I heard of I'm not a football fan, a football fanatic like most people. I can watch it if I'm just pop into a room and I see it, but I don't sit down there and watch it. But I've seen countless situations in football where a club loses. In fact, I had the Champions League. What one of that was from the country that someone was supposed to play a penalty, right? The coach is not the one that told him to play a penalty. He went to pay a penalty, and that goal would have given them the winning goal, and lost the penalty. And they lost the Champions League. And what happens? The coach was fired. Then that same night, the coach was fired. He got to the final, they missed by a penalty, and the coach was fired. Is it the coach that played it? No. But leadership is 100% responsibility. The moment you are blaming your team for anything, no matter how small, you are not an effective leader. I won't call you a bad leader. That will not be nice, but you are not an effective leader. Don't blame your team. Leadership is 100% responsibility. If you are not, if your team members, if you're not making money in your team, and you're saying my team, my team, my team, it is because you are building, you're a selfish person. Because the only way you can make money in this business is by others making money in the business. That's the only way. So when you look at your DTC, you have 15 accounts, and almost all of them are getting 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Don't blame anybody, blame yourself. Because you are the cause of all those zeros. I don't know, you like the zeros. If you don't like the zeros, do something about the zeros. And the only thing you can do about the zeros is to work your team. Work with your team. Yes, there will be people that no matter what you do, they will never want to do anything. We understand that. If they don't want to do anything, what do? You get a name list from them. Give me 50 names. Get the name list from them. You call those 50 names and recruit them and sign them on one leg under those people. And you will make money, right? If they want to also make money, they will build the other side. But your team is now growing. So never blame your team. Leadership is 100% ownership. Leadership is 100% responsibility. You take responsibilities for the failures for yourself, but the glory goes to the team. That is leadership. The glory is not for you. The glory is to the team. But the failures, the difficulties are for you. So as a team leader, if your team is doing very, very well, you never say, I built my team. My team is I am successful. I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. No, it's not you. You did not sponsor everybody there that made you successful. No, it's not you. The glory is to the team. But when there's a problem in that team, it is not to the team, it is to you. So leadership is 100% ownership of everything going wrong. Because when you accept something is going wrong, you can change it and work on it. But when you don't accept it is your fault, right? Then you start trading blames. Your team is going to go down the pit. But when you give out the glory to the team members are happy. Because right now the glory is coming to them. They are recognized for their effort. They will do more and move you higher because they are being recognized. Recognition is very, very important. They say recognition is so important that children cry for recognition. Children cry to be recognized. Carry me, carry me, carry me. Children cry for recognition. Adults kill for recognition. So when your team do well, recognize them. When your team is not doing well, take the blame and work on the team. If you really want to succeed in this business, never stop sponsoring. Never stop sponsoring. I'm not saying you keep recruiting for the rest of your life. Yes, that is also good, but never stop sponsoring your people. Sponsor them well. Sponsoring is letting them know what to do and doing it with them. Letting them know what to do and doing it with them. As you do this with your team, you're going to create a formidable team, right? Now, focus on building leaders in your team. Very important. Focus on building leaders. Because you see, everything should be centered around growing leaders. I tell people, you don't build a team. You can't build a team. You can build a leader. The leaders will build a team. And leaders build team by building other leaders. Build the leaders and the leaders will build the team. So when you recruit those people, work with them, show them what to do and do it with them, right? Be there for them. Call them, motivate them, give them the activities, help them in the course of the activities, do plan, do review with them, correct them when they're doing it wrongly, and you're going to build leadership, right? So, and these people who you have built are the ones that will build your team. You are not the one that will build your team. Build leaders, Leaders build a team. And how do leaders build a team? When you build leaders, those leaders will build their own leaders. Those leaders will build their own leaders. Those leaders will build their own leaders. And you wake up one morning, you have a team of leaders all over the place, right? This is a warning. Don't let imperfection be the enemy of the good. Working on your imperfection is the only way to greatness. Simple as that. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to become great. You have to start a business from somewhere. Eric told us yesterday, start even when you are afraid. Start even when the fear is there. Start when you are not skilled enough. The basic thing is get started. Because you have to get started. You have to improve on your skill one way or another. McMurray said that your level of skill is equal to your level of success is equal to your level of skill multiplied by your level of action. So if your skill is not very high, do more action. As you are doing more action, you are getting more skill. And as you're doing action and doing the skill, your result is coming up very, very well. Jim Rohn also tells you that make up in numbers what you lack in skills. So if you know that yes, you're not able to convince someone to sign up into the business, what do? You invite more of them. Make up in numbers what you lack in skill. That's why we're saying our business is a numbers game. We'll be doing that training in a couple of mastermind meetings from today. Our business is a numbers game. When you play the game of numbers, you create success. People who have become successful in business play the game of numbers. They go out on massive recruitment. They get people to go out on massive recruitment. Those ones get people to go on massive recruitment. And when you play numbers game, even if you are imperfect, you create a result. So working on your imperfection is the only way to greatness. So the more you work on your business, the more you work on the weak links you have, the better a business you're going to grow for yourself. Most of the people you sponsor will do nothing and quit. Get that into your mind. So don't think that everybody you bring into this business is going to build the business. No. Many of them will do nothing. Many of them are going to quit. That is true. So what do you do about it? You can't help it. When people quit, you can't help it. Don't sabotage yourself. Even if you spend tons of time training, supporting, coaching, and helping your new team members, most won't last 90 days in this business. At least 50% of your team and probably closer to 70% of your team will quit within 90 days of joining the business. Many of them will quit. So don't sabotage yourself. But those that remain are the ones you are looking for. They're the ones you want to work to become leaders, right? Your job is to look for winners. Offer them your support, offer your support to everyone, and meet people where they are. But spend most time with the people, with the 10% of your team who are willing to do what it takes to grow their businesses. That is the Pareto principle. Pareto principle says 80% of people will give you 20% of your result, and 20% of people will give you 80% of your result. So spend 20% of your time working with the 80% of people who will give you 20% of your result, and spend 80% of your time working with the 20% of your people who will give you 80% of your result. So what that simply means is this: give more time to the few people who will create more results for you. So you see that there are people in my team who will call me now and I will answer their call immediately. There are people in my team who will call me now and I cannot take their call now because I'm doing something more important. And that is true with every great leader, because you cannot give your millionaire creating time to people who are doing minimum wage activity, right? You cannot give your high value time to low value activity. High value time goes to high value people. Low value time goes to low value people. As simple as that. Same thing in your business. Even if you're starting today, as you are working with people, as you are starting your business, there are people that for them to listen to you, for them to even come for the presentation, you have to chase them all over the place. But then once you recruit and you tell them come for presentation and they are there, there are some that they will make excuses upon excuses. Don't waste your time with them. Not everybody is going to be rich. The Bible said that the poor you will always have amongst you. Poor people will keep on making excuses. And poverty is not a function of the pocket, but a function of the mind. If you don't know, if you don't want to accept the fact that you need to make up the time to do your business, you can't work with everybody. You can't rescue the world. That's why Jesus Christ said the poor you will always have with you. So give quality time to people who need it. Not everyone joins your team to do the business. Remember that. Not everyone joins your team to do the business. Some people are just wholesale product users, right? They just want to buy you at wholesale and use. And others simply want to be part of a community, like a social club. They want to be part of this group, socialize and do things, right? Some of them, their job is just to come here and donate 4,800 naira to you, and you will never see them again. The moment they sign up, you will never see them. Some of them, they sign up and tell them, attend your IPO. What is that one? I don't have time. I want to do anything. Let me focus on my job, blah, 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 blah. Those are some people. Of all the people who do join your team, only about 1 in 10 will ever do anything to move their business forward. The sooner you can accept that, the better for you. So of all the people that join your business, only about 1 in 10 will do something. So if you think that when you sign up, some people say, I signed up 2 people and 2 of them are not doing anything, you are in for a surprise, right? Because what is 10% of 2 is 0.2. You need to increase your sign up by 5, so by 10, for you to be able to have 1 person that will sign up with you, right? You have to increase that. So as much as people, you have to understand that most of the people you sponsor will not do nothing. They will quit. Don't sabotage your business. Very, very important, right? So you need a standard training system for you to succeed as a leader, for you to duplicate leaders in your team. You need a standardized training system for your team with weekly meetings, motivation, recognition, skills training, personal development. This gives people something to plug into so they can be part of a community, feel appreciated, get support, and grow as a person. Very important. That is why we have all we have for you in the business. That's why we have a standardized training system, our SMO checklist. That's why we have the 444 worksheet. That's why we have the cell meetings. That's why we have the IPO, the quick start guide, the question and answer session, our presentations, the Amazon project, the business matrix summit. These are standards that we have put on ground and everyone knows what to do. There is no confusion in our team as to what to do. That is why the SMO checklist was created. Because people kept on asking me, now I have signed up, what next? Now I have signed up, what next? And I kept answering the question of what next, what next, what next. And even if I tell somebody what next, he might not be able to tell the people what next. So guess what? The people will still come to me and ask me what next. Those ones will still come to me and ask me what next. And the what next question was becoming too much. And I said, I needed to solve this. So when I went through a training, 21 steps to becoming an MLM leader, it said have a page, probably a 1-page document that you can use a training manual for people. And it led to the creation of the SMO checklist that defined in 1 page the activity you need to do, not just for 1 day, but for the next 5 weeks. And if you do that for 5 weeks, your business base would have been built. So for all of you who are not using the SMO checklist, you have not started yet. And that's why we recently introduced what we are starting next week, right? Next week, where everybody will be moved. And right now, people who come into our business all come into the incubator group. From the incubator group, you're going to go into week 2. In week 2, you will do the week 2 activities on your SMO checklist. From there, we'll move you to week 3. In week 3, you do the week 3 activity on your SMO checklist. From there, we'll move you to week 4. You will do the week 4 activities from the SMO checklist. From there, we'll move you to week 5. Then you do the week 5 activities on the SMO checklist. When you do the week 5 activities on the SMO checklist, you will not graduate from the week 5 activity until you have sponsored 4 people in the team properly. When you sponsor 4 people in the team, that is when you will graduate from week 5. And then you will plug into your team training business group. We want to see you go through the process and graduate. It gives you something to look forward to. Now, when you are in week 2 and in 2 consecutive weeks, you have not done the activities in week 2, we remove you from week 2 and put you into the cooler group where you will be cooling down, right? You will cool down there. And if you want to still run your business in any of the week 2, 3, and 4, right? The only people that don't come into the cooler group are those that go to week 5. But if you're in week 1, 2, 3, 4, and you've not done it, we take you and drop you in the cooler group. And at any point in time, you're in that cooler group and you say, okay, I am ready now. I want to leave this cooler group. I want to start running my business very well. You are not going to be joined to the group. You will remain in the cooler group and finish your week activity. So let's say you fell into the cooler group in week 2. You will run your week activity from the cooler group in week 2. And when you are done with the week activity from the cooler group in week 2, we can take you from the cooler group in week 2 and put you now in week 3. But you will run your activity from the cooler group in week 2. Some people say, how can I be in a cooler group? I leave, I quit. You quit, no problem. We have already been paid for it. Once anybody makes a payment, it goes into the M Global account. We are not the owner of M Global. Before you made your payment, you sat down in a presentation, you listened to a full presentation, we showed you, and you voluntarily decided to sign up into the business and paid into the M Global account. Your account was created for you. So nobody forced you. If you want to do the business, you can do it. If you don't want to do the business, that is your own cup of tea. So if you decide to leave the cooler group, that is on yourself. Right? So we need to understand that we have this standardized training system and we are making it better, because network marketing is not a business on the ground anymore. It has left the streets. Network marketing is now a boardroom business, right? So if you don't get that into your head, you cannot grow successfully in the system, right? So plug your team into training programs and lead the charge. Some of you are not running the 90 days game plan, not because you don't want to run a 90 days game plan, but because some so-called ineffective leaders refuse to plug into the 90 days game plan. You didn't plug in. So when you don't plug in, why will your team plug in? You will not even support them. You will not even talk to them. You will not even train them. Some of you who call yourself leaders don't have a Zoom meeting with your team. You don't have a meeting with your team. You sponsor somebody, the person never sees you. You don't have a Zoom meeting with your team. So how can you build a business like that? How? It's funny, because you need to make time for your business. If you are a part-timer, immediately you come back from work, rest a little, eat your food, rest a little, play with the kids a little, then you go sit down, give yourself maybe from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock and run 2 hours with your team. Do Zoom meeting with people you sponsor one-on-one. Let them see you. The power of our business today is that even if you're in Jericho, Jamaica, and the rest of them, I can have a Zoom meeting with you. We can have a very cordial relationship, face-to-face meeting, as if you're actually sitting in front of me. Right? And what would that be? It creates a bond between you two. You're able to create that business with yourself. It's so amazing what we can do with Zoom these days. So don't play with it. And Zoom is free for 40 minutes. What is it you want to discuss with somebody you're sponsored in 40 minutes that you cannot discuss with the person? Okay, let us say you've discussed in 40 minutes and it has ended. What do you do next? You can start another Zoom meeting. So one-on-one conversations, you don't have a problem with that in the Zoom meetings. So lead the charge, plug your team into our training program. Let them know why they need to do this thing. Use Zoom as much as you can. Now look at this. Even if only 5% of your team members duplicate, you can still build a huge network marketing business. Right? If 5% of your team members duplicate, you will build a huge business. Because your 5% duplicate, their own 5% duplicate, now you have 25% plus your 5%, their own 5% duplicate, that's 125% plus your 25% plus the 25% plus the 5%. And you see the size of business that you're going to build. So do not sabotage yourself. Don't think everybody is going to be a leader in your team, right? This is and always will be a game of numbers. Even if most people do very little with their business and eventually quit, you can still make a lot of money in network marketing. That's the power of the business. At the end of the day, you really only need 2 to 5 people who duplicate what you did on a grand scale to make a nice 6-figure income. In most companies, if you look across your team, you will probably see that 95 to 99% of your team are part-timers and some-timers, yes. Some-timers are people who do their business sometime, whatever they're in the mood, right? So we have part-timers, we have some-timers who do a little bit each month, and 1 to 2% of your team are full-timers who produce as much as everyone else combined. And that's the truth. When I look at my team today, I ask myself, how many people are really giving me the kind of money I make today in my business? Just a handful of them. But through that handful of them, I have over 30,000 distributors in my team. And I make quite a sizable sum. And that's the truth. Not everybody will do. You see, many people join your business, but they will abandon the business, right? So you don't duplicate yourself. The fastest way to duplication is to teach skills. That's it. The fastest way to duplication is to teach skills, teach people. That's why we are relentless about the SMO, what do you call it? We are relentless about the cell meetings and the masterclass. We are relentless. We teach it over and over again because we know that this is the only way we can create duplication in our team. It does you no good to motivate your team if you don't teach them the skills they need to succeed. So even that's why you see that we give you some motivations, we bring up good videos from great people, they talk to all people are motivated, but even after that, you need the skill to implement, right? So if you motivate somebody and the person doesn't have the skill, you're just wasting your time. If all you ever did was focus on teaching, prospecting, and selling tips, you got a lot more duplication in your group. Prospecting and selling is what 99% of your team members struggle with. Now, when we talk about selling in network marketing, right? We're not talking about you going to carry product and you're selling, buy this, buy this, buy this. No, we're talking about you selling the business to someone, selling this business to people, right? You prospect them, you get their name and number. You sell the business to them by putting them in the presentation. You sell the business to them by following up on them, by closing them down, right? And by doing that, AIM Global, when they now sign up, AIM Global is also selling to you. So that is what people struggle with. So that is what we are doing in the business. We teach you how to get those things done. The SMO checklist contains activity you should teach relentlessly. So we don't play with it. You see, as we discuss in our business, we consistently talk about SMO, 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 because we know that these are the things that build your business, right? So focus on duplication activities. Focus on duplication activities. Leaders don't jump all over the place. They focus on a set of tasks until it is done. Use the 444 worksheet to identify leaders who are focused on the use of the system and work with them. Because for you to be somebody's name, for somebody's name to be on your 444 worksheet, it means the person has finished the SMO checklist. And if the person has finished the SMO checklist, it means the person knows the system, knows the activity in the system. Very important, right? Promote events. Promote events. Promote events. It's important to promote events because you see, according to Eric Worre, events are the one single skill that can help you become a leader, build your business massively over a short period of time. Because you see, the power of events is that even if you don't know how to present to people, close people down, and the rest of them, the event does all that for you. All you need to do is to invite people into events, right? So promoting events is the one skill that can help you become very, very successful. So whatever you do, attend every event yourself. This weekend, by the end of this month, we are having our media retreat. Very, very important, right? That's an event we're promoting. So you need to attend it. Attend and promote the events. Promote every event by a company and your team. Whatever the team is offering, promote it to your team. What people do is what you promote, right? You must be a promoter. When we were trying to attend the AIM Global anniversary, we had only 4 days to promote, right? In the team, 4 days to promote. And we were able to bring thousands of people into the event in Lagos in 4 days of promotion. I called my team members up, woke them up, some of them by 1 a.m. in the morning to talk about this. When your team leader is calling you by 1 a.m. in the morning, you know he's talking about something very serious, right? So you promote the event, whatever it's going to take to get people to do those things, get it done. Don't think your downlines are going to read your mind and do what you want them to do. The default setting of most people is not to do anything, it's to sit in their comfort zone. So you want people to join the 90 days game plan and you sit down there, join the 90 days game plan and you think they'll join. No. I tell my team leaders, if you are promoting an event, you must take your hand and put in the pockets of 2 people and remove the money. Take your hand and put in there whatever you need to do. Do it. Call them. Whatever you must do to get them there because that's what's important, because they will rebel. They will rebel. Don't assume they're going to do it. Don't assume. I tell people and I say it in the raw form. Some of you might not like what I say now, but it drives the whole message very, very well. Assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups. It's as simple as that. If you don't like that term, sorry about that. But the truth is, assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups. You assume too much that your people are invited into the Amazon project this evening. Many of you have already done that. You've assumed. But once we are done now, call your people and ask them how many people are coming. You'll be shocked. 2 people. 1, I called all of them, nobody picked. Don't assume. That's why you see that when you come to the Amazon project, you find out that people you thought are going to come are not going to come because you assume they're going to be there. You assume your downlines are going to invite. That's the one biggest mistake that people do. So promote events. Imagine we have a 1,000 capacity hall today with the possibility of connecting it to Facebook that can take unlimited number, and you don't invite. Your team don't invite. Today by 5 p.m., your people are not going to be there. For those people whose events are by 8 p.m. today, your team members are not going to be there because you did not promote the event. You are relying on your downline to do the promotion. I called some of my leaders yesterday and I was asking them, how many people are coming? How many people are coming? How many people are coming? And I was getting some crappy answers from them. They really don't even know how many people are coming from their teams. Sit down now, start making the calls. Sit down now, call your people and follow up on them throughout today. The program is 5 o'clock today. Let me tell you guys something. Pay attention. Our Amazon project today is 5 p.m. Let us assume that nobody has invited. 5 p.m. today. If each one of you decides to invite 100 people to the Amazon meeting today, because the time is short, some people say, there's no time. Guess what? I'm telling you from experience. People who are invited in short notice are the ones that attend more than those who give 3, 4, 5 days notice. So if you start now between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. to invite people, you will be shocked the number of people you will put inside that hall today. Promote the event like your life depends on it, because it does depend on it. You know the kind of money you can make through these events, how you can build your team, and how that money can change your life, change the life of your family. Promote events as a leader, and don't sit down there hoping and wishing your team members are promoting. They will not promote if you don't promote. I take that again. Leaders, listen carefully. Leaders and all those body leaders under them, pay attention. Your team members will never promote if you don't promote. And they're hearing me now. They know what I'm saying. They know they're not inviting. They know. So if you are sitting down there and expecting your team members to do the magic and invite, oh my goodness, you'll be surprised. You can see somebody's asking, where is the venue of the event? And the person is in a masterclass meeting. Where is the venue of the event? And the person is in a masterclass meeting. And the person has a leader. And the person doesn't know. This person wants to invite. This person wants to become a leader. This person wants to push people into the meeting. Someone is saying, I invited people but don't have the Zoom meeting link yet. You can see that is failure of leadership. Someone is saying Zoom now. Now? Oh my goodness. So who are the leaders of these people? So every leader after this meeting, go back to the people in your team and promote the events. Anybody who is on Zoom has a smartphone, right? Push this into your events, and those ones you know, send it to them individually. Don't assume they will read it in the chat group. Let me take it again. Don't assume they will read it in the chat group. Send it to them as a Zoom meeting. Now, let me tell you guys something. Everybody pay attention. Everybody listen carefully. Another reason why many of you invite people and they don't attend is because you want to outsmart the system. You want to outsmart the system. You are interested in saving costs. Our system does not tell you to send people the Zoom meeting link on WhatsApp. It does not tell you to send them the Zoom meeting link on Facebook. If you are sending me a message on Facebook, just be ready any day I see the message, because I might not see your Facebook message for 2 months. I'm not a Facebook freak. If you're sending me a message on WhatsApp, be ready. An important message on WhatsApp, I might not see it fast. Yes, I read my WhatsApp messages, but one of the first things I do when I go to WhatsApp is to look for my chat groups. I go into my chat group, and those chat groups are the groups that occupy my time. I might not see your individual message. But when you send me an SMS, a text message, I read my text message the moment it drops. And that is the same for almost everybody. Most people read their text messages more than they read messages on WhatsApp, because WhatsApp can accumulate. Some of them will go on that you might not get to them earlier. As you're going towards them, you probably pop into something interesting, that thing takes you into another thing, takes you to another thing, and you've forgotten it. And then that message is lost in history. But if it's SMS, as it drops, you are seeing it and you are reading it immediately. Now, what am I saying in effect? If you are inviting to the Amazon project, the Business Mastery Summit, or to any of our meetings, send the link through text message. You can also send on WhatsApp, but send through text message. Our system says text message, and our text message link, some of them are 3 SMS long. Don't go in and start shortening them. Instead of YOU, you now put U, because you don't want it to be 3 messages, right? Instead of HAVE, you now put HV. When you shorten them, you become somebody who is not successful. You look at somebody who is not successful, somebody who is a miser, somebody who is not a professional, somebody who is not competent. You don't look professional. Some of you will shorten to the extent that you will shorten the link. And you shorten the link and send, and they will click the link, it won't work again. So send it as an SMS. Copy the message and post on the group, right? If it enters MMS, then there's something wrong. You might need to shorten some things and to make sure that it becomes just the message, right? So it doesn't get into MS. When it goes more than 3 messages, it becomes an MMS. So you remove things that are not very, very important, but still leave the core of the message intact. Make sure it's just 3 SMS, right? Maximum. Send to them. They will see it. If they click it through their SMS, it will still take them to the Zoom meeting. It's very important you understand that. That's why some people you invite, and then nobody comes. It is not because they didn't want to come, but you sent it to them from WhatsApp, and they did not see it. But when you send it to them as an SMS, they will see it, right? And once you send it to them, give them a call. John, I sent you an SMS now. Check your SMS. My goodness, you are building your business. Don't leave anything to chance. Don't assume they know. Don't assume they will see it, because assumption is the mother of all fuck-ups, right? The more people you can get to attend the events, the faster your team will grow. Can you see that? The more people you get to attend our event, our Business Mastery Summit, our what do you call it? Our Amazon project, right? And from next week, our presentations are going crazy. They're all going to be 8 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Wednesday, 3 p.m. Thursday, Friday, 8 p.m. from next week. It's going to go crazy. From next week, guess what is going to happen? I think I will also change all our links to the 1,000 capacity links. Yes, I will change all the links. I will create 1,000 capacity meetings, and I will send it out, right? So from next week, our what do you call it? Our cell meeting will be. We've already sent out the cell meeting and the masterclass links. I hope you all have that, right? Well, it's a 1,000 capacity meeting, and then from the upper week, from next week, we'll start promoting the links for the upper week. From the upper week, our capacity will now be the 1,000 capacity meeting again, right? So I'm going to get that all out, because I want to create a capacity to talk to over 1,000 people every night. That's the target. They say nature abhors vacuum. Nature abhors vacuum, right? When we have this 1,000 capacity, we'll fill it up. When we started our Zoom meeting, we started with the 100 meeting capacity. And our link, we're not getting up, we're getting 30, 40 people that come for presentation. The target was to hit 100. And I paid for 100 for 1 year. And we did it and did it and did it. And within a short period of time, we hit 100. The day we hit 100, that same day, I upgraded to a 500 capacity meeting link. And we started using it, doing it for presentation. And we now hit 500 twice. When we hit 500 twice, what did I do? I had to remove, and I paid for that one for 1 more year too. Now I had to abandon that one too. I had to now pay for the 1,000 capacity link. And now we are approaching the 1,000 capacity link. And once we hit the one, of course, we've hit 1,000 about 2 or 3 times, but I want us to be hitting 1,000 consistently in our weekday meetings, right? By the time we start hitting 1,000 consistently in the weekday meetings, then we're going to now have leaders set up their own 1,000 capacity meetings, and we're also going to keep on spreading that way, right? So the more you get more people you can get to attend events, the faster your team will grow, and the more duplication you're going to get in your business, period. That is it. No long story, right? No long story. Events create excitement. Events get people to commit. Events change the lives of people. It is as simple as that. The more people that you can get to attend events, the faster your team will grow, and the more duplication you will have in your team, period. Events create excitement. Events get people to commit. Event changes people's lives. You see, in the Amazon project today, what we need are your downlines. We don't need you inside. Don't come and occupy space. Because today we know that people are inviting like crazy. So many smart people in the team this morning have already started their invitations already. They are planning on putting 100 people inside the meeting today. What that means that we're going to hit and exceed 1,000 today. The Amazon meeting today is going to be an event like no other. It's going to have a Facebook connection, right? I'm going to be sending out the Facebook Connect links later on. But you want your people to send them the Amazon link. When somebody is not getting through, so send them the Zoom link, right? If somebody is not getting through Zoom, or if their Zoom is very erratic, then they can plug into Facebook. But send them the Zoom link first. I'm going to create the Zoom meeting for the Amazon meeting today and send it out to you, right? Send it out, and then you can now post it out to your team members in their groups, right? But you want people in the Zoom meeting. Guess what? Let me tell you something. If you are not going to invite you to this Amazon meeting, you're on your own. I'm telling you, you're on your own. You're on your own. If whether it's the 8 o'clock or the 5 o'clock, make sure you invite, right? You're invited to the one posted on your group. Because I have 2 Amazon meetings in my team today. One is holding by 5, one is holding by 8, right? So, and the person invited to 5 cannot invite to 8, 8 cannot invite to 5. So make sure you invite to the one posted on the chat group where you belong. So, use the events. I know people who are making crazy cash flow today because they are promoting the events in their team. And we want to make even the weekday to be a massive event. 8 p.m. We're going to have 1,000 people in the event. That is my target. 1,000 people every day. By the end of September, we should be having 1,000 people every day listening to our presentation. Do you know where your business is going to build? How many of the people are going to be in that 1,000 capacity hall? How many of them? These are the things that should drive you in your business to grow this amazing business, right? Very important. Spend your time where it is deserved. The word there is what deserved. Spend your time where it is deserved. Very, very important, right? So you have to spend your time with people who are worthy of it. You cannot drag anyone across the finish line or make anyone successful in this business. Trust me, I've tried it. It doesn't work. You must be smart where you spend your time. Spend your time as your team is growing, especially as your team is growing, right? The parable of the sower is from the Bible. The parable of the sower said a rich man was, sorry, a farmer was sowing, a sower was sowing, right? And when you go to plant, you go with good seeds. The sower had good seeds. I've not seen anybody who goes to farm, a farmer who doesn't take time to select the best seeds. People go to research institutes and buy the best seeds so that they can farm and get the best of crops, right? So a sower going to farm goes with the best of seeds. What is that good seed? Our business. Our business is a good seed, very good seed. right? And he was sowing. As he was sowing, he was spreading the seeds all around. Now, I didn't understand that parable very well. The art of spreading, yes, I knew you could spread, but then I'd never seen it being done until I traveled to Mauritius. Traveled to Mauritius in January during the La Buena Vida Mauritius trip, and I saw farmers spreading seeds on their farms, and birds were all over the place, right? All over the place. The parable says the farmer was sowing, spreading his seeds. And as he spread the seeds, some seeds fell along the wayside. And what happened to those seeds that fell along the wayside? He said that the birds came and ate them. The birds of the air came and ate those seeds. Right? Now, when you sow the seed of this business, very good seed, some of these seeds will fall along the wayside and the birds will eat them. Now, how does the bird eat them? You see a gentleman, you talk to him about the business, and the guy said, me? Yes. Okay, don't worry, I will come for your presentation. I will attend the Amazon project by 5 p.m. today. And you have said, okay, you've written the person's name down, very happy, and you go, and the person goes. 5 p.m., the guy was not in the Zoom meeting. You call him, and the person says, I will not be able to make it. Why? The person says, he cannot be able to make it. He told somebody, I'm going for an Amazon meeting. The person says, don't go to the Amazon meeting. They're going to tell you about network marketing. The guy said, no, I cannot go and discuss network marketing. He doesn't come. The birds eat that seed. Now, when the birds are there eating your seed, you have two options. Option number one, you can chase the birds. You can chase the birds. And if one thing happens when you chase the birds, you leave the sowing fields. So when you chase the birds out of the field, you leave the sowing field. You leave the work you are doing. So by the time you are now chasing that man who has decided not to attend your meeting all over the place, you leave the place you are sowing. In Mauritius, as those farmers were sowing, just as they are sowing, there were birds all over the place behind them. Not one person was looking at the birds. All of them were sowing forward. So keep on sowing forward. That's the next thing you need to do, right? The second lesson. The farmer kept on sowing. You can choose to chase the birds, or you can choose to keep on sowing. The farmer kept on sowing. Some seeds fell on loose soil and sprouted, right? And because they don't have roots, on the first hot day, they withered and died. That problem will continue, right? Now, this seed you give to some people, some of them will end up, okay, they see the seed, they are telling presentation, I'm going to sign up, right? And they ended up signing up into the business, right? They said, okay, I'm going to sign up, and they came in and, you know what, I'm going to pay tomorrow morning. Their foundation wasn't strong. And they went back home and they called their friend, John, you know what, let me show you this business. I saw a very nice business, and they showed John the business. When they're not supposed to be talking, instead of inviting people the normal way using the system, they decided to go show John the business. And on showing John the business, John looked at them. You don't finish? Yes. You don't pay? Yes. For tell me now before you pay. I know these people. You for tell me before you pay. You know, I tried that business 2 weeks ago and it didn't work, and I abandoned the business. And what do? As if you have been deflated. On the very first hot day, you get deflated. Because the moment you try to talk to somebody about the business you just signed up into, guess what? You abandon the business. It doesn't work, it doesn't work, it doesn't work, you abandon your business. But what did the farmer do? The farmer kept on sowing. He was not interested in the guy that signed up and decided to abandon his business right away. Right? He can be chasing that person all over the place and you wouldn't get anything from him. But he kept on sowing. You keep on recruiting. You keep on inviting people to see the business. You keep on sowing. The parable says that some seeds fell among thorns and grew up, and the thorns choked them. And the Bible calls those thorns some little somethings. These little somethings, right? Somebody signs up into the business, he has seen the business, he has attended the IPO, but guess what is choking him? His job is choking him, his family problem is still choking him, the house rent is still choking him, all those things are still disturbing him, and it makes him lose sight of the business. He begins to see the business as what is taking his time. He begins to see the business as part of his problem, instead of seeing the business as his solution. I tell you over and over again, This business is not the problem. This business is the solution. Your business is the solution. So keep on sowing. Keep on sowing. Your business is the solution. Your business is not the problem. So when you are faced with all those little somethings in life, house rent, school fees, medical bills, remember those problems were there before you started the business. Your house rent problem did not just start. You didn't just fall from space. You were not just deported from Jupiter and you landed on Earth and you suddenly have a house rent problem. And now the business is what is stopping you from having it. No. It means that the activity that you have been doing is what is causing your problem. That's why I tell people that you must do what you call cash flow linking, right? You must do what you call linking. You have to link your problems to a source. Why is it that you have money problem today? Why is it that you have cash flow problem today? Why is it that you're always broke? It is because your source of income cannot take care of your expenditure. That is why those problems are there, because problems are going to be there in life naturally, right? So when your income source cannot take care of the problems, you're going to have those problems in front of you. So the next cash flow linking you need to do is this. Do you want a better life? Do you want to solve these cash flow problems? Yes, you want to, but this solution does not work. What is the solution? The solution is to upgrade your cash flow source. Upgrade your cash flow source. And the only way to upgrade your cash flow source is to begin to do something different from what you have been doing. We're not saying you should stop what you have been doing, but you need to upgrade your source by having a plan B that you can do in the presence of your current income source. So you keep on sowing. So the sower kept on sowing, and then some seeds fell on good soil and sprouted and produced fruits in 30 folds, in 60 folds, and in 100 folds. 3 lessons are in there in this part. Number 1, spend your time where it is deserved. That's why I'm saying, give you a parable, right? Spend the time where it is deserved. Some of your team members will produce at 30 folds. Work with them to the best of their ability, not to the best of your ability. Work with them to the best of their ability, right? Because your ability might be way more than them, and you want them to produce at your level. They cannot produce at your level. Somebody says, why, but we work with you. According to Jim Rohn, he said, somebody said, I'm going to make this man successful even if it kills me. Jim Rohn said, I almost died. Because there are people that no matter what you do, you cannot rescue them. Some people are not prepared to contribute to their own rescue. Some people are only able to give you a little finger if you're trying to drag them out of a pit. Some can give you just 2 or 3 fingers if you're trying to drag them out of a pit. But there are those that will raise both hands and legs for you to help them. So work with those producing at 30 to the best of your ability. Some people are going to come into the team and all they want to do is to sell products. Fine and good. Let them sell their products. Work with them at that level. Some of them are going to come and they want to recruit 1 or 2 people every 2 years. Fine, no problem. Work with them. They're only interested in making 200K a month, 300K a month. Work with them at that level. But some of them are going to come that will become builders. They will become big business builders. People who want to build the business as a big business, they want to create millions of naira monthly. Work with them. So some will produce at 30, some will produce at 60, some will produce at 100. Give attention to them based on the amount of time. You only have so much time in a day. You need to work with people who are serious and putting in the work themselves. Those are people you need to work with. Rather than trying to motivate people, identify serious people in your team who are already self-motivated and spend time helping them. Get that again. Rather than trying to motivate people, identify serious people in your team who are already self-motivated and spend time helping them. So what does that mean? First of all, you need to be self-motivated for you to even be able to recognize people who are self-motivated and spend your time working with the self-motivated people to help them. So as people attend your cell meetings, as your leaders are coming to the cell meetings, your team members are attending to the cell meetings, identify those who attend the cell meetings consistently Identify those who are recruiting consistently. Identify those who are calling you and asking you questions. Identify those who are partaking in our summit and trainings. Identify them and work with them. Those are the self-motivated people you need. Let others become self-motivated. If they are not going to become self-motivated, if the training does not get them motivated, and if it does not get motivated, you cannot motivate anyone, right? The word, you can only inspire people, you cannot motivate people. Inspiration is what we do when we try to talk to you, but motivation is what you can do. Motivation, to the word motivate, comes from the Latin word motare. Motare means to move, right? You cannot move people. People move themselves. They say a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion. So what we do is to get people motivated. That's why our position takes some time. Takes some time because people don't easily move themselves. One of the Newton's law of motion says that a body will remain in its state of rest or uniform acceleration unless acted upon by an external force. Right? So people will not want to move. They will not want to do anything unless an external force is acting on them. So we take some time to apply that external force on them in the dream building of our presentation. It's going to take some time. For some people, they get it right away. For some people, they get it in 15 minutes. For some people, they get it in 30 minutes. But we take enough time to apply enough to people. And then so some people, they look at it and say, okay, now I get it. Now it's time for me to move. Those who got it in 5 minutes will get it more by the time we get to 30 minutes. Those who got it in 10 minutes will get it more by the time we get it to 30 minutes. Those who got to 25 minutes will get it more by the time we get to 30 minutes, and there will be those that will just get it on 30 minutes. So we want a lot of people to get it as much as possible. Then we move them to the next phase, where we get them now to start making a decision to join the business. So rather than trying to motivate people, identify those who are self-motivated on your team, right, and who are already self-motivated, and spend your time working with them. That will give you the biggest return on your time investment. See, look, that's simple as that. To give you the biggest return on your time investment. So don't spend time with lots of people who are not doing anything. We tell you over and over again in this business that it is easier to give birth in the business than to raise the dead. It is easier to give birth than to raise the dead, right? You see, sometimes we tell you, call your downlines, call them and get a name list from them. Calling them is not calling them because you want to resurrect them. It's so that you can get a name list from them and call their names, the people in their team, and use those people and build with those people, and those people are now building under those leaders. If those people who gave you the name decide, okay, they want to start doing their business, fine and good. But when you build under those people under them, those leaders could make some money, but not as much as they will make if they were actually present in the business. Because see, they say the best fertilizer a farmer can put in his farm is the feet of the farmer in his farm. Our business is not a proxy business. It's not a business where you use a surrogate to run. You send people go and do the business and you're at home relaxing and you want to succeed in the business. It doesn't work like that. The only way you can grow this business is by being inside the business. That's why we tell you that it is not an investment. You don't bring your money and put as an investment. The investment you make in this business is investment in your time to study the business and to do the business. That's the investment you do. Your investment in time to study and to do the business. So help people to grow. One of the best ways to get more multi-level marketing duplication in your team is to help your people grow as a people. Help them to grow. It is true. Your business will only grow as much as you do. Remember the law of the lead. The law of the lead in 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. The law of the lead says that your lead level is the level at which your team can grow. So if your lead level is level 5, your team can only get to level 4. They cannot get to level 5. If you want your team to get beyond that, increase your lead level to level maybe 7 or 8. Your team cannot be getting to level 7. They will not be able to get to 8. So you define the level at which your team is going to grow. So if you want to have a good team, your leadership level has to increase. And for your leadership level to increase, it means you have to attend trainings, you have to develop yourself, you have to be on purpose to build your leadership, you have to keep on doing things to grow it, right? Very, very, very important. Then, get your team members reading books, get them watching inspirational videos, get them listening to tapes, get them attending events and doing everything that they can to work on their own personal development. In your small teams, bring out what we call the book of the week. Right? We have this concept of book of the week. So you can bring this book of the week, and you say, okay, John, you're going to explain chapter 1 to us on this day. You explain chapter 2 to us on this day. You explain chapter 3 to us on this day. right? And then you can tell them, I can call anybody or meet anybody to explain something. So have a small cell meeting, 40 minutes, right, with your team. You can do that daily. You can do that any way you want, you and your group, and you break down the book. We do book review from time to time in our team, right? You can get to do things like that, activities like that. You can send out videos. Okay, let us watch this video today. Let us listen to this today. Let us do this today, right? Do it with your team. Always use that language. Let us. Put yourself in this. Don't send them message, you can go and what. No, let us do this today. That is how you work on your team. Most people need to grow as people before they can ever achieve success in their industry. That is true. Most people struggle with confidence and worthiness issues that hold them back. If you can help people grow, you will have more duplication in your team. And that's why during the summit we'll be looking at a topic of unstoppable confidence, because people struggle with themselves. They struggle with their self-worth. They struggle with their self-belief. That's why during the presentation, we try to let you know that you are worthy of success. You are fabricated for greatness. You are built for greatness. We need to make you understand that. We need to teach you how to pep talk yourself, how to believe in yourself, because you need to know that you are worthy. You're worthy. You can't believe the number of people who really think they're not worthy of success. The more you're talking to them, the next word that is coming out of their mouth is a word of negativity. They don't believe they can do it. And guess what? And when they believe they can't do it, they are blaming every other thing. They tell themselves, no, this is me, this is me. I know myself very well. This is my principle. This is me. This is me. When people begin to say, this is me, it is a lack of self-worth. Because you don't believe that you can be better than you are. You can be better than you are. Only you can take yourself to the next level. This is me, or I can't talk to this kind of people. Blah blah blah. No. Keep your pride up there. You can't bring yourself down. You only get better when you work on yourself, right? So use what I call the Taproot Effect, right? Use what I call the Taproot Effect. What is Taproot Effect? This one skill can help you build a lot more duplication in your group. Learn how to build depth under people. Duplicate deep. Duplicate deep. This is what I call the Taproot Effect, right? Duplicate deep. 1, create sponsorship lines. Build your legs deep and always work with the newest, most excited distributor at the deepest level in your organization. Build your lines deep into your team, right? Build your legs deep and always work with the newest, most excited distributors at the deepest level in your organization. When you bring people into the team and they're excited, and you are seeing that they're excited, don't leave them in the hands of incompetent uplines. Don't leave them in the hands of incompetent uplines. Right? Yes, I know I told you, work with these people, teach this to do this, teach this to do this, teach to do that. But as you are teaching them to do that, and you are finding out that some of those leaders are incompetent, or somebody has come up in the team under that leader who has capacity, who wants to go beyond the lead level of that leader, and you leave that person under the lead level of that leader, he's going to operate at the level of that leader. What you need to do, because your own lead level is higher, take that person under your mentorship and mentor the person. Now, mentoring the person does not mean you're looking down on the person's leader. That leader has to be in the know of what you are doing, but build with that excited person. You are building deep in your organization, and that person is going to rise, and another person is rising. That leader above him is also rising, and you have the most functional business, right? Give people something to lose, and there's a high likelihood they will stick around simply because of the fear of loss. When people have a team of their own, they are less likely to quit. So you see, as we build, you build your own team. I get happy when I see that I have someone in my team who has now recruited a number of people and who has responsibility to those people, because it tells me now that that person will no longer be pointing finger to me, because there are people looking up to him, right? So it is easier for you to build and keep a leader when the leader has a team to lose. And for the leader not to quit, you need to work with the leader to build the team he will not like to lose. So go down, pick somebody, work with that person, and that person builds. And as the team is growing, that person is less likely to quit. Don't build the business for anyone. But as soon as you sponsor someone, help them sponsor someone quickly, then start working with their then start working with their new person. Keep repeating this process over and over until you find someone serious. This will cause most of the people above them to shape up and to get their act together. Because as you pick people from under them and work with them, those ones are growing, they too will sit up, right? So when you say you sponsor somebody, the next activity is to work with that person you have sponsored so that more people will come up under the organization. And as those ones come up under the organization, you need to pick out the serious ones among them and begin to work with them. Pick out the serious ones and begin to work with them, right? Because by the time you're picking them and working with them through these leaders, you're going to build a business. That's going to be very crazy. Right? Now, in most cases, 2 or 3 people will be responsible for 90% of your team's growth. In most cases. As a team on my own, I have certain G leaders who are responsible for most of the income in my business. There are very few people. All the income coming into my business is coming from these very few people. And just about few of them, less than 10 of them, are making me all the money I'm making today in my business. Because the people doing the business are connected somewhere under them. So don't sabotage yourself. Most top earners have sponsored 100 to 500 people personally, yet most of their income comes from the effort of just 2 or 3 of those people. If you look across your organization, you will see that most of your growth comes from just a few key power players, and that is the truth. You sponsor a lot of them. Some of them are going to be some-timers, some of them are going to be part-timers, right? But few of them will become full-timers, and among the full-timers, few of them are going to become the top people that will power your business. So even if you think that these people are 100% independent of you, don't need your help, do not neglect them. Offer ways to help them rather than trying to motivate your unmotivated Uncle Rich, right? Your unmotivated Auntie Uche, your unmotivated people in your team. Don't forget about all those unmotivated people. Focus on these your team leaders who are building big and work with them, motivate them. These are your board of directors. Work with them, and your team is going to create something very fantastic. Be their biggest cheerleader. Be the biggest cheerleader of your team leaders. Offer them a ton of recognition. Become friends. Help them when asked, and keep your ego in check so you don't mess things up with them. Keep your ego in check so you don't mess things up with them. Some of these people are people who are going to bring themselves down to work with you. They're not going to be, they may be higher than you, than where you were when you started this business, right, financially, or they may be more connected than you even in the business. They may have more political recognition than you, yet they humble themselves to run the business. Some of them might not even be up to your level, but because they want to run the business, they will humble themselves and be under your mentorship. Keep your own ego in check as a leader. If you're a leader and your ego is not in check, you're going to be in a big mess. Trust me, I know. Keep your ego in check as you work with these people. They will respect you more. They will work with you more, and you're going to build your business more. Be their biggest cheerleader. When they do something good, be the one that is singing the praise. Why do you think that when somebody becomes an SE, we come to the group, we write this stuff out, we celebrate them? Why do you think we do that? We are the biggest cheerleader of our teams. Offer them ton of recognition. Recognize them. Use their names as you do business, as you do your presentations. Use their names as examples. When they do something nice, use their name. When you're talking to your team members, team leader, you call them. I know this person in my team. This person has done this. You can unmute the person. Say 1 or 2 words. When you're running petition for people, right, in the business, you might mention 1 or 2 names. I know the person is called John, right? If John is there, John listens and hears the story that you are saying the story, John will get motivated. Help them when asked. Become friends with them. Be the biggest cheerleader. Food for thought. Diamonds are very rare. So you don't have to find so many of them to become wealthy. Diamonds are rare. That's a quote I made up. Diamonds are rare gems. For you to make a lot of money with diamonds, you don't need to find many of them. But you want to make a lot of money with brass. They're not rare. Copper. They're not rare. You can find them. Stones, they're everywhere. You want to make a lot of money with stones? You will sell stones and sell and sell and sell. But what if you have diamond as big as this cup? What do you think you're going to do? What if you have a small piece of diamond? It's going to make you very, very wealthy. Diamonds are very, very rare. So you don't have to find so many of them to become wealthy. Same thing in our business. Leaders are very, very rare. You don't have to find so many of them to become very, very wealthy. For you to become wealthy in your team, you need to build leaders. You need to find leaders, right? And the only way to find a leader is by becoming a leader yourself. So work with 3 to 5 people at a time, right? Work with 3 to 5 of them at a time, and this is what's going to happen with you, right? So don't burn yourself out. Don't work too many people with leads to crappy sponsorship, right? Work with people, couple of people at a time. Right now, we have capacity for you to plug them into the system and check out what they are doing. Now, you can even recruit more than 5, but guess what? Provided you follow up to make sure that they follow the system, you're going to create results. Focus on a few until they are weaned, then do it again with fresh blood. Remember I said, fresh new blood is the lifeblood of a business. If you recruit 20 people this month and plug them into the SMO checklist, and you work with them in this month to do their SMO checklist very, very well. Next month, you put more, you work with those ones. The month of that, you put more, you work with those ones. And make sure that everybody goes through the SMO checklist, you're going to get your business done well. Start your new distributors properly. If you don't help people to get an immediate result, they will quit. So help them to get immediate results. Let them sign up, do the activities with them, monitor the activities. You must strike when the iron is hot. Most people will only stay excited during the first few days of the business. Most will only stay excited for a very short period of time. Yes, if they have their own shop, they can stay excited for 2 years, but in this business, because it's small money they came up with, they can stay excited for a very short time. So get them into the SMO checklist fast. You can do the SMO checklist in one month, in 5 weeks. You can do the SMO checklist in 1 week. It depends on you, right? If you want to do the SMO checklist fast track, talk to your leader. You want to do it fast track. You can do activity for day 1 in the first day, activity for week 1 in the first day, or you can use the first day to get your tools, the second day to gather your name list and all those stuff. You make your invitation first week in day 3, you make your second invitation in day 4, you make your third invitation in day 5, and in 1 week you will have done the activity that you will have done in 1 month. So you can build your business fast and get your result fast. Increase your activity by 10, your result builds by 10, right? So get them into the SMO checklist fast. Fast track the SMO checklist if needed. Very, very important, right? Don't reinvent the wheel. We've done the thinking for you. It has made a lot of people rich. Use the system on your team, right? Not the system. Use the system on your team. The only time you should create your own system is if you are already successful in the business. That's the only time we can tell you can create your own system if you want to. But if I build a business giving me 10 million naira a month with a system, why do I want to change the system? When that system can give all of you 10 million naira a month, why do I want to change it? Preach the system until no matter how you feel about it. The system has created millionaires. Use it in its raw form. That's SMO checklist, the full worksheet. It has created millionaire. Use it in its raw form. Don't change it. Excel meeting, SMO checklist, full worksheet. Don't change it. Use it in its raw form. It has created millionaire. Don't say it didn't work it doesn't work. I'm not in the mood to do big announcement call. Don't change it. Right? That's why we say you must be indoctrinated. Lead by example. Always lead by example in everything that you do. Your team will not do what you do, but set the pace. But set the pace just in case they decide to model you, right? So you still will do. Sorry, not do. They still will do what you do. So sorry about this slide. I made a couple of mistakes. Your team will do what you do. So set the pace in case they decide to model you. Be a sterling example for others to follow, and some of your team members will follow your lead. Do what you say and say what you do. Show your team what they should be doing by the actions you do yourself. So you must be a doer. We tell you that in our team, the best copycat wins, but you must copy the right cat. What that means is that you must make yourself the right cat for your team to copy. If you are doing the wrong things, your team will copy because they must duplicate, right? They must copy. They will copy the wrong things from you. They will do the wrong things and you create the wrong results. But if you want to create an amazing business, learn the right things, do the right things, your team will do that, right? Praise your budding leaders publicly, even if you help them achieve the feat. Praise them publicly. If you were there if you were the one that even did it for them, did it with them, and they were able to now finally achieve it because you did it with them, praise them publicly. They're the ones that did it. Show it to them. Don't take all the glory, right? Don't take the glory at all. Let your team take the glory. That is the only way you can get people. Chastise them privately. If you want to chastise your members, do it privately unless they prove irredeemable. If they prove irredeemable and it's something you need to correct, then you eventually might want to correct it publicly in a sensible manner. But when your team members do something, don't just blast them publicly, bring them privately, chastise them privately, right? And not publicly, right? So, gentlemen and ladies, I want to end up here. Okay, before I end up, let me just give you the regimented workflow for full-timers, right? We have seen this workflow before. If you're a full-timer, look at your regimented workflow, you need to put in 8 hours every day as a full-timer, right? So what that means is that from 7 a.m., not 8 a.m., right? I've changed this particular slide in, okay. Maybe I will not talk about this here. Next weekend, when I talk about the playing the numbers game, I will give you the breakdown on what you do. So my final thoughts on network marketing duplication is this. No matter what type of system you use, most people will not follow it or duplicate what you did. Only a few will. Have that in mind, right? No matter what system we're using, most people will not do everything. So people will, only few people will do. People will complain. If you do the minutes for 5 minutes, people will complain. It's too short. If you do the minutes for 1 hour, people will complain. It's too long. It's not long enough. If you do the minutes for 2 hours, people will complain. It is too long, right? So whatever it is, not everybody is going to follow with what you are doing, right? Don't sabotage yourself. Why? That's the mega question. But the truth is this: most people entering our industry are not entrepreneurs. Most people are not entrepreneurs. They don't know what it means to be an entrepreneur. And because most people entering our industry have very little money invested in the business, they are not going to treat this business seriously. How much is the investment? 38,000 naira. The maximum, 570,000 naira. They won't treat it seriously. But what if they came with 38 million naira? Guess what? They will not sleep until this business is producing money for them. They will close from work. In fact, they will cut their work short so that they will go and spend some more time in the office. They will not go home straight after work. They will go straight to their shop and spend more time in their shop. Some of you who run small businesses do that. But in this business that changes your life, the moment you are at work, you don't think about it. The moment you close from work, you get back home, you don't think about it. You won't do anything about it, and you tell us that the business is not working. You're not serious. Right? So you understand that. So that is our take. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, most people will not take their business serious.